Look what I got.
All right, so I made it over to the shop. Got the skid steer in here. Brought it over last night, so it's all warmed up. Got all these tools unloaded. Now we can get at it. Alright, I got it all jacked up. Now I gotta let the grease out of the idlers so I can get these tracks loosened and get them off. Okay, so I've watched a couple videos online of how people take the tracks off these, and they just put little blocks of wood in between these little drives. And as you back up, it pushes the wheel out and shoves the grease out. So let's give this a try, and hopefully these little wood pieces just don't break in half. And of course, every one of them broke. I think this is gonna be one of those easier said than done kind of jobs. Okay, I found some, I think they're chunks of an old window frame. I found them out back, but let's do take two here. Okay, yeah, that looks like it worked. Wow, look at all the grease it pushed out. Okay, this is kind of a crazy setup here, but I'm by myself and I don't know how else to do this. I can't pry on it and drive it at the same time. Got a strap on the Ranger and a strap on the bike hoist, and I cranked them up till it started moving, both of them, so we'll see if this works. Come off, I almost got it. Okay, nice. Oh, these things are heavy. These things are sickening. Okay, let's see if this impact gun will take these bolts out. They're 1 1/8, and I've got a 3/4 inch adapter to the 1/2 inch drive. Here we go. Not looking good. Oh, yeah, there we go, baby. I don't think those have been off there in a while, but the half a jack post got her done. Now I'll throw the impact on them. It should work now. There, look at that. Nice. There's these threaded holes in here you can thread a bolt into to push against that flange to get the sprocket off, but I got lucky and didn't have to mess around with that. Nice. Okay, so I got these plugs all cleaned out. There's one there and then one down underneath. And I tapped the 9/16 on there and it seems to fit snug, so hopefully it'll come off. Yeah. Nice. For yours? Yeah.
A whole lot of fluid came out, but there's not a whole lot in there. I think only 2 ounces, and it's very thick, so it drips out very slow. But I left the plug out overnight, and it all came out, and then I filled it up the next morning.
This holds 2 ounces. Homemade measuring tape.
What's this one going to? What is this shit?
Joe's at work taking a dump. Everyone stole the toilet paper.
What's this one going to?
Everyone,
What is this shit?
everyone's scared of the coronavirus, I guess. Fuck. Click, click, click. There we go. Torqued us back. I want to paint those plugs. They were all corroded pretty bad. I've got this rust encapsulator paint. It's supposed to convert rust. Painted the frame on my truck with this stuff, so we'll give it a go.
I looked at my work phone because I heard it ring, and Terry said, like,
And there's the case drain filter I gotta change, so let's get that old one off of there and get the new one put on.
Really disgusting. It is full of this mud kind of stuff just from oil and grease and dust over the years. I don't think the previous owners have washed it in a while.
Ian, I need your help. I can't let my finger go off this. It's fucking gushing hydraulic fluid everywhere. I need you to take this and take that T-fitting out of it. And then this new one's over here in this box.
Oh, that's the filter?
Okay.
Yeah, see it in the Bobcat box right here? Oh yeah, we got a gusher. Fruit fuck. Well, see, having that adapter on it takes away from the torque outlet. Because every time it does a fucking huggy, I'm definitely putting this in the video.
I'm having help from these two clowns, even though they're not really that professional. They have done that before, so that was nice to have help. Easier on my back, for sure.
There.
So once we got the track pulled off it, we spent some time cleaning all the mud out from underneath the sprocket and around the cover that goes over the hydraulic hoses, and it was worn through. I guess that's a wear item on these, so we'll have to get that all welded up. But we were kind of in a rush to put it back together because Ian wanted to stand his car hoist up, and since I was using his shop I had no problem helping him with that. So that's kind of why I didn't get any footage of putting it back on, but here we go. So we're at my place now, and we're getting this hoist out of my garage. It's been in here for a couple months actually. Ian bought it and the guy had to get it out of his place, so he delivered it. And I just stored it for him. So we're getting that all pulled out of there, and we'll get it loaded up and head back over to Ian's place.
That way. And straight back.
I didn't end up getting all the footage from unloading and standing the hoist because we were kind of concentrating on that more than videotaping, and I ran out of space on the memory card, but we did end up getting it stood up and all hooked up and working. I think it was like 11 o'clock by the time I left there, but we were pretty happy to have that done.
Okay, so this bottom part here along the door is missing a bolt and it's pretty rusty, so I'd like to take that off and get it cleaned up. There's still a bolt on the other side, so have to take all that stuff off, the washer, pump, and the door, gas shock, and we'll get that out of there. There we go. How heavy is this? Heavy enough. I got a wrench in my hand. Ugh. Nice. So I got it off, and it is quite crusty. So, let's get that cleaned up. Got all the rust wire wheeled off it. Just wiping it down with some alcohol and then gonna paint it with that same rust encapsulator. The brand of it is Eastwood. So the one handle for the quick attach is bent and it sticks that way too far. And when you curl it up, it ends up hitting on here when you're trying to open and close the power quick attach. So I'm gonna take that off there and I'm gonna try and put it in the press and bend it straight. I don't have a torch or anything, so I'm just gonna try pressing this flat and see what happens. I think that might be all that we're gonna get out of that little ball jack. Okay, the little press didn't work, so we're gonna try our own press. Okay, that might have worked. That was sketchy, but let's try that. There. Whoops. Okay, there. That is in farther than the other one is, and it stuck out. It stuck that way more before, so let's give this a try. So yeah, before that used to hit that brace, but now it doesn't. Curl it to make it go. Okay, so the two studs that hold the cab down, that one's fine, but this one over here on this side is like broken and the threads are all messed up on it. So I found the bolt that's the same thread as that one, and I'm just gonna grind that one off, cut the threads off this one, and weld it on there. I put a bevel on it so when I weld it, the weld doesn't stick out too far, because the cab has to come down and sit flush around this, so that should work. That lines up pretty good. It's right at the front of the hole, but that should hold it down tight. Well, I got that all welded on there. It's nothing special, but doesn't need to be. And I did unhook the battery before I welded on this thing, so I didn't fry all the electronics in it, because all those joysticks run off computers and it's just easier not to wreck stuff. So next item on the list, I'm gonna get this hydraulic filter changed, and that is the filter on the fan. So let's get at that. So I got looking at the filters I got from the Bobcat dealer, and the hydraulic fan one is a different part number, but I think that's the hydraulic filter for the back, and it would make sense if this was the hydraulic fan filter because they have the same thread type. They're that bigger opening, and I think this one's the engine oil. But I'll just get them off and have a look. I I got these right from the Bobcat dealer in person with the serial number off the machine, so hopefully they fit. Is that stuff ever slippery? Oh yeah, that looks like the same threads. It's those bigger ones. I only filled this one half full because it goes in on an angle. Screwdriver will do it. Lock the answer. There you go. Oh, there we go. Whoever changed these filters last time must have been the strongest person in the world, because I had to pound a screwdriver through the fuel filter and the engine oil filter to get them off. I don't have my filter wrench with me, so this will have to work for now.
Fucking granny.
New filter all filled up with fuel.
Well,
Well.
fuck, it's him and this girl trying.
So Sarah got this part all painted up. That looks pretty good. We got the little nub back on for the door shock, and we'll get her put back on.
You're not take it out when you're Friday, I mean.
Alright, so I finally got it all finished up and put back together. Got that bottom door piece painted and put back on. That looks good. Fuel filter, oil filter, hydraulic filter changed. That engine oil comes out of there very, very slowly. So make sure you're not in a time crunch, or else you will be late for your special event that you're going to. But got her dialed in, so let's see if it'll fire up.